This is the Lochby Venture Pouch, and I have been using it as sort of a pen case, backup EDC organizer, and tiny little fixed dome problems kit. And guys, no, this is not one of those full apocalypse EDC loadouts where somebody has a fishing kit, fire starter, trauma shears, signal mirror, lock picks, tiny grappling hook, and 3 different ways to survive a winter in the Andes. This is way more realistic than that. This is the stuff that I actually want near me when I'm journaling, working, filming videos, teaching on the range, messing with knives, cleaning optics, marking targets, bleeding slightly because I made questionable life choices, or just trying to be a functional adult with a little tactical goblin backup plan. So let's go through the pouch, what I put in it, and why I picked each item, and why this thing has turned into a pretty useful little EDC companion. The pouch itself, this is the Lochby Venture Pouch, and the basic idea here is simple. It gives you a front organizer section that works really well for pins, small tools, and compact gear. And then you've got extra storage on the back side for flatter items. So for me, this started as a pen case because apparently I am now the kind of man who has strong opinions about pens, paper, ink, refill sizes, and whether a pen clip is too flexible or not flexible enough. And this is kind of how it happens. One day you are normal, and then suddenly you are comparing 0.5 versus 0.7 gel ink like it's a major constitutional issue. But the pouch has enough extra space that I didn't want to waste it. So instead of just stuffing pens in here, I turned it into a small support kit. Pens, light, backup knife, Sharpie, tape, bandages, wipes, gloves, microfiber cloth, and a field notes pad. Not an entire EDC system, but a lot of useful stuff in one place. First, the Zebra Sarasa Grand. This is literally right now, I think, my favorite pen. This is the navy body version with black ink, 0.07 pen tip, and it's always been in my top 3 since I've been aware of it. But like I said, right now, definitely my favorite. The ink is dark, bold, smooth, and consistent. No weird skipping, no scratchiness, no smearing issues for me. It just writes really, really well. And I know a lot of people prefer the 0.5 or even finer tips. That is cool. Look, guys, I get it. But for me, 0.7 is the sweet spot. I really love a bold line. And I tried going up to 1.0 because I thought if a little bold was good, maybe more bold would be better. But that really kind of crossed the line into too much. I did not know I could experience too much from a bold pen, but apparently, guys, that's a real thing. So 0.7 is my jam. This is the pen I use for my daily journal, notes, planning, random ideas, video thoughts, and probably half the other little things that end up becoming projects. The pen body on this is excellent. It has just enough heft to where it feels substantial, but it isn't heavy in a stupid way. It feels durable. It feels like a real object, not a disposable office pen that escaped from a conference room. The pocket clip is super flexible and useful. It will clip onto shirt pockets, notebook covers, pouches, or whatever without breaking. It bends a lot. I feel like it was designed to take a bit of abuse, guys. One interesting thing about the clip is that it sticks up far enough to where it interferes with the clicker, and that makes it harder to accidentally click the pen. Some people might like it, some people might hate it. Just be aware it's kind of a thing with this pen. I am definitely in the middle. I don't really care either way. And as far as the refill goes, if I run this one dry, I'm absolutely going to replace it with another 0.7 Zebra Sarasa Grand without even thinking about it. Also in here, I've got a backup pen light. This one is the Nextorch TA22. It is a pen light. It is small, it is USB-C rechargeable, but for a pouch setup like this, it makes a lot of sense for me. This is kind of a backup to my backup. I always carry other lights, but one more is kind of a just in case. And since it's rechargeable, I don't have to worry about keeping spare batteries. This has a hard lockout on it, if you can see there, so it will not activate when that's locked. I like lights that have a lockout, guys. If it doesn't and it gets activated in your pocket, pouch, bag, glove box, whatever, at a minimum, it drains itself down to 0. And in addition to that, it can certainly go down to 0 while cooking whatever it is up against. And despite this being a pen light, it is certainly bright enough to do that. I am not a fan of pocket roasts or accidental pocket lava, so having a lockout is a big deal. It's got 2 other modes. It's got a duty mode. And with the duty mode, you've got multiple like brightnesses. It's got the low, and if you give it partial taps, it goes to medium and then goes to high. I think it defaults to low on the duty mode, but the brighter modes are there if you want it. And then obviously there's the tack mode. Now the tack mode is interesting to me because with the tack mode, you only have 2 options. If you partial press, you get the turbo or 850 lumens. And if you full press, it goes straight to strobe. So if you're one of those strobe kids, this thing's got you. So if you really are deep down into the backup territory, but you need something tactical, this can do it. It's not as bright as your modern, like current generation tack lights, but you know, compared to tack lights of yore, it is not bad. And it also has a stainless crenellated bezel. It is small. It's got those little glass breaky beads on it. I honestly think you could slide this through TSA, but I'm not advocating you do that. I do like Nextorch in general, guys. They make some neat lights. So this is something cool that I have found, and I would definitely keep this as a backup, or if you just need a pen light, it'll do it. Hey, is this overkill for a pen pouch? Yeah, probably. Do I care? Not even a little bit. Also, I've got a Uniball Jetstream SXE-3 or Sierra X-Ray Echo-3. It is a multi-pen, and I don't know if you saw my other multi-pen video. I'm like all about multi-pens lately. This is interesting to me because while it does give you black, blue, and red, it's really like kind of geared towards I'm just going to write with a black ink because that's the main switch. And that deploys and retracts just like a clicker pen that you're used to. And the blue and the red are kind of your side hustles, for lack of a better term. So if you need a red, you can just slide that down and then you get the red. And then to retract it, just like that old Bic 4-color of yesteryear, if you slide the other one part way, it'll just pop back, or you can hit the main switch, same thing. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to operate it. And if you weren't paying real close attention to the blue and red, you might not even notice. Also, guys, I like to have a ballpoint available. There are some places where a gel ink just does not get it. Like it either the surface is not conducive to gel, but it works okay for a ballpoint. And this has not been bad. Ballpoint's not my favorite, but it is certainly serviceable for that. And occasionally, guys, I need red. Like occasionally I just need some freaking red. It's rare, but I need it. And so this is why I hang this or hang on to this. And like I said, I do love multi-pens. I got a special place for them in my heart. Next, I have a backup knife. I did a short on this one, guys, but it is the Bezubin. And the interesting thing about this is depending on when you go looking on Amazon, they're anywhere from 20 to 40 bucks. When I picked this up, it was 20 bucks. And guys, it's got a VG10 blade, so it's stainless and it's reasonably high quality at a decent hardness. I want to say between 60 to 62 Rockwell. It's got a crossbar lock, so it's an ambidextrous lock, ambidextrous thumb studs, swappable pocket clip. And back in the day, guys, I have paid way more than 20 bucks or even 40 bucks for a knife of this quality. This is surprisingly nice. And I'm just using it for a backup now, guys. But if you wanted, you could literally treat this as, I hate to say it, but disposable. But if you lost it or it got taken from you, you probably would not shed a tear. There are some pocket knives out there that legitimately would cause me to cry if I lost them. In this case, guys, I've got to say I would be okay with it. Last I checked, the black scale satin blade was not the inexpensive one. One of the other color options was. I think they've either got micarta or G10, depending on which options. I think there were 4 different ones, but not kidding. And I probably forgot, guys, I want to put links to all this silliness in the description. If you want any or all of these, there will be a whole list of those goodies, but I like that. Now there's one last thing that I've got in the pen pouch, and that's a Sharpie. Guys, it's just a boring Sharpie. It is not sexy. I didn't get a metal Sharpie, I just a Sharpie. Sometimes you need to write something permanent, and there are surfaces where pens like this and this either won't write on that surface or it will not stick or stay. That's when I need the Sharpie, and so I keep it in the pen pouch. You know, we're talking like targets, cardboard boxes, bandages, tourniquets, range gear, plastic bags, weird little containers, whatever. There are a ton of times where a normal pen is either not going to work or it's not going to stay, and that's why I got the Sharpie. Now, there's a whole nother pouch here, or side of the pouch, that is good for flat things. And this is when I saw this, I'm like, well, I can put some real useful stuff in here. And I was like, what am I gonna use? I need to curate it. First thing, flat roll of duct tape. Guys, duct tape is one of those miracle things that you probably don't need it all the time, but when you do, you frickin' need it. If you can't fix it, you can always duck it, kids, and that goes for so many things. Cars, clothes, gear, bag, boxes, props, tripods, range stuff. Sometimes people, I don't really recommend it as a medical best practice, but don't go out replacing actual med gear with duct tape. I mean, unless the situation's gone full raccoon mode. But for quick fixes, duct tape is one of the most useful things you can carry. And I like the flat roll. Like, you can actually, heck guys, you could get a roll of duct tape and you could wrap it around a card, but they sell some purpose like flat duct tapes. Like I said, I'll throw a link to it. And this is a useful amount of duct tape without me having to carry around a giant roll like I'm working in a Home Depot parking lot. I like it. Now, I carry around some Band-Aids. I've got two kinds of Band-Aids. One are the Microfiber, the Superskins. These things are tougher than regular old Band-Aid brand Band-Aids, and they stay put better and they last longer. And that kind of matters because I'm always messing with knives, tools, lights, range gear, and other weird little objects. And sometimes I get cuts or tiny little chunks pulled out. We're not talking like tourniquet level stuff, but we are talking about enough to be annoying. And normal cheap Band-Aids, man, you put them on, they kind of immediately fall off. And I don't have that problem with these. These are from Mechanix, by the way. I do have some Band-Aid, actual Band-Aid brand, Hydrocolloidal ones. Sometimes you get little nicks, blisters, whatever, and you want the Band-Aid to stay on like legit for maybe even days at a time. And so I carry around some of those as well. The Hydrocolloidal ones stay put better, tougher, and more serious, I think. Like wounds, hot spots, blisters, that's what I use the Hydrocolloidal ones for. So you got options with this. Guys, this is not a trauma kit. This isn't I got shot in the femoral artery. This is I cut myself opening a knife box like a moron, and now I'd like to stop bleeding on my notebook and other gear. And for that, guys, it totally works. I do have some other stuff in case I need to clean things. I have a microfiber cloth for lenses, watch faces, sunglasses, stuff like that. These are cool. I mean, they get handed out like as party favors, or you can order some. I can give you a link. If you need some more serious cleaning than that, like you need some actual wipey stuff, I usually carry a handful of these single shot Zeiss lens wipes. You can get these at Walmart for like, I don't even know how many for a box. They last a long time. And these are good also for like pistol and rifle optics. I like those. And if worse comes to worse and you need to really, really get something, you got some alcohol prep pads that I throw in there. These are useful for cleaning off like adhesive if you've got some of it on you or on something. In a pinch, you can cleanse small wounds. Not great wound care, but it's okay. So I put a handful of those in there as well. Speaking of wound care and nasty stuff, at least one pair of nitrile gloves. These are, I want to say the Mechanix Nickelbacks. I like these because they're a little bit thicker and they're lined. So they kind of put up with a little more abuse and they're a little more sweat absorbent than your standard nitrile glove. Because if you've ever had nitrile gloves on for any length of time, you know your hands turn into little sweat grenades. And that is less than entertaining. I don't love that. So I like the Nickelbacks. They're a little more expensive than standard nitrile gloves. And hey, if where you work hands out standard boring nitrile gloves, guys, you can just use those. It's okay. It's not a big deal. But sometimes you need gloves, guys. And it could be anything from I'm cleaning a gun to something's dirty, something's bloody, something's oily. It doesn't even matter. If there's any grossness, then nitrile gloves are the jam. Like, I don't need them all the time, but sometimes I need them. Lastly, a spare field notes. I haven't even written in this one at all. I should probably at least do the property of, but sometimes I don't have my main notebook with me, or sometimes I don't have something to write with, and I just need to jot down something like a number, a measurement, an idea for a video or for a lesson plan, or some drill, or a thought that it will disappear forever if I don't write it down. So having like a little teeny notebook, like this is not gonna, you know, keep your life story in it, but it'll fit in something like this very nicely. Because my brain's kind of a spaz, dude. Literally, it's like a browser with 47 tabs open and 3 of them are frozen, and at least 4 of them are playing some kind of weird music. So this helps a lot, and it helps a lot to have this along with something like that so that I can put things together in my brain. Now, guys, this is not a everything pouch. It's not an entire EDC kit. This does not replace a med kit. It doesn't replace a range bag. It doesn't replace a tool bag. It doesn't replace a full flashlight setup or whatever else, but it's really kind of backups to backups to backups. Guys, I've got, you know, in this backup multi-pen, I've got a Sharpie in case I need to do some Sharpie stuff. Having a flashlight handy, man, that is a good thing. I've never thought, man, you know what I have right now is too many knives available to me. Although I think some of my friends might argue that it is entirely possible that I do, I don't know. But having that, having tape, having bandages, all this stuff, guys, this is a lot of things that are broadly useful, not just in my life, but I bet they probably would be in yours as well. Now, you don't have to set up an EDC kit exactly like mine, but this might have given you some food for thought. You're like, man, there's something in there that I really want to do with my EDC setup. I will put all the links to all of this in the description. It's going to take me an hour to curate them all, but I will definitely do that. Guys, this is not overbuilt. It's not huge. I carry this around almost all the time. It doesn't get in my way. It doesn't cause any real consternation. The Lochby pouch has D-rings on it and other means of carrying, so you could hook it to a bigger backpack if you wanted, or you could just carry it by itself, which is what I have been doing. Guys, it doesn't feel like I'm carrying a bug out bag for a trip to the mailbox with this. It's just nicely organized, and I like it. So look, guys, just in general, if you're into pens, EDC gear, journaling, range work, knives, flashlights, or just being slightly more prepared for the normal daily nonsense, then this is the kind of pouch setup that makes sense. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, guys, any of the links that I'm going to put in the description, 9 out of 10 of them are probably going to be affiliate links. They don't cost you any extra to use, but they definitely help out the channel. Occasionally I get products sent to me for review, but aside from this, aside from the Nextorch, they are a channel sponsor. Everything else in this entire kit came from the channel budget, my EDC budget. So like whenever you guys use any of my links, it kind of helps me out when it comes to things like this. And it gives me the camera and the time and the wherewithal to record it for you guys. So hey, you're under no obligation, but please do consider using those links. Like I said, it really does help. Even if you just go to the Amazon link and do some shopping there, totally helps. And for that matter, if you like gear, EDC, all the other stuff that I kind of do, including playing with wearables, like this Fine Amaze Fit, etc., hit that subscribe button. I see that about 2% of all the people watching my videos are actually subscribed to my channel. Kind of wild. I'm not the only person who has commented on their channel about that. Some of my other colleagues have said the same stuff. So consider subscribing. If you do subscribe, makes me a little bit happy. You know, my old bitter heart kind of warms just a little bit when the subscriber count goes up. I'll end this here. I know I've probably gone really long. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Take care. Stay safe. I will talk to you soon.
Get him, Jay.
Gus, you're being kind of weird right now. Yes, you're being weird, buddy.